Hey guys, so today I am going to be coloring in my lion dog guardian drawing. So basically this is kind of based off Chinese and Japanese mythical creatures, but it's supposed to be this lion dog guardian. They typically, like, if you go to Chinese places, sometimes you'll see like outside a statue um that looks like a lion and a dog mixed into one, and basically that's supposed to be a guardian that kind of just watches over the place, supposedly. I don't really believe those are real. Those are just mythical creatures. Um, but yeah, so typically that's what they're for. They're for like protecting the place. This guy, I kind of based it off of that. I did give him some more tiger-ish things like the stripes and stuff, but I'll kind of talk about that as I continue coloring him. I want to color in his outfit in this video, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use B62, which is marine blue, for his outfit, and kind of just go over the whole thing. So this guy, for his hair, I decided to do a cloud-like texture. Um, Typically, I would just draw hair spiky or like regular hair, like I did for his strands on his sides and the top of his head. But I wanted to add those cloud-like features because when you look at the statues, they have their hair, like the mane looks a bit like clouds, and it's super curly and fluffy looking, so I wanted to have that incorporated into my drawing somehow. Originally I was gonna draw his whole body to be colored in like a actual dog, and that was it. I wasn't gonna add the human features, like the human skin colors for him, but my friend said it would be more interesting to add in those colors, so I decided to go for it, so that way he was like a hybrid. He's supposed to look like a person, but he can shapeshift into his dog lion form. The reason why I added tiger stripes was because I was looking at a reference, and so I decided to add the tiger stripes. It was supposed to be like this tiger cat person thing, and I decided to just draw something similar, but not too similar. So yeah. What happened is I saw this picture and I decided to kind of do my own take on it, except I was trying to do a lion dog. It was just supposed to be a person who turned into like a cat person, which had like these cat features. So like the big paws and the fluffy arms and stuff like that, and the tail and ears. But what I ended up doing was creating a shapeshifter for my own character and just going with that. So basically he shapeshifts into a fluffy dog, a lion dog, and he's supposed to just protect people. He has really tiny claws here, so I'm trying my best not to color them in, as you can see. But they're very tiny here, so my concentration level is like really high for these, so that way it doesn't get like blue smudged into it. So yeah, I made him have more human features, like the skin color and the the face. I struggled the most with the hair because I was trying to draw like the two side strands to make it look cool, and then I was trying to do like this swept back look for the ponytail for the front. Like I didn't want him to have his bangs down, but more just swept back with hair gel. But it is a bit difficult. I was running into situations where this part of his forehead would just look weird, and I would be like, that doesn't look nice at all. And I kept redoing it about like 5 times until I got it right, like the way that I wanted it to look. So that was the main thing I struggled with. His hair, I was going for, like I said, the cloud look, because their manes are supposed to look like these cloud things. So I ended up going with so I ended up attempting to do that with this drawing for his hair. I first did like this spiky, regular, straight hair type of deals that I usually do, and then for the end, I just made it into a curls. Originally I was like, should I make them like him actually have a mane? Because I was debating like how is his hair going to look, but I decided to be more human about it and like make it more human like. So that's why um he has those, rather than a mane, he just has regular hair. I think a lot of the times when I look at stuff, I'm like, oh, should it look like this? And like, should it look more animalistic or should it look more human? And I think it's finding that right balance and for what type of character you're doing as well, because you don't want something that's supposed to be like an animal to look so much like a person. So that's why you'll see like my shapeshifters, like he still has a lot of his features are mainly animal like, and that's kind of on purpose so that way you don't mistaken him for like a regular person. So the reason why I'm leaving light areas around parts of my drawing is because I want to actually do I kind of want to do a metallic look, so I'm gonna put like some silver or gray next to the blue so that way it looks like it gives this metallic feel to it. My friend requested that I do that. This is not a drawing that my friend requested, but more so that he's helping me decide some things because I was debating on what to do, and I feel like sometimes if I don't have ideas, he can help out. So yeah. So he said typically the lion dogs have like blue and this metallic blue and red color. I'm assuming that's like the Japanese style because from the references that I looked at for like the Chinese ones, basically, I just looked at the statues, which are made of stone. They're mainly grayish white because they're just stone. So for this one, I really didn't have any colors to go off by, and I just came up with colors myself for his different parts of his body. Um, for his arms and his lion parts, even though I added stripes, it's still a lion, it's not a tiger. I just added stripes because the reference that I had was kind of like this person turning into this lion, turning into this tiger, and I wanted the stripes because I thought they would look cool, but it does end up taking away from being a lion. But basically, what happened is because there's actually a dog called the Tibetan mastiff, and it's supposed to resemble, it was bred to look like the lion dogs, basically. So I took that and I kind of referenced the fur color, which is why there's like goldeny brown colors, and the black is the base, because I wanted it to resemble that dog rather than just have it be a lion. I thought adding more colors would be fun and interesting and just add more detail to it. So now I am coloring in his collar, and then I'll go in and color in his the parts that are supposed to make it look metallic after I shade these parts. So I'm going to use B64, which is Indian blue, to shade in. If I can open this. Some of my markers have been like stuck because their caps are dirty. I tried to clean most of them, but they just end up becoming dirty again and stuck. I don't know, maybe they don't click well, but you'll see how gross it is in there. I guess you have to clean them at least like once a week or something. So I'm going to shade in these parts. So the thing across his neck is supposed to be those collars that they wear. I'm gonna make it into like a stone look, so it's gonna be grayish rather than any other color. And his shirt is supposed to be skin tight, so excuse the fact that you see like his collarbone around, like you still see his collarbone through his shirt because it's supposed to be skin tight. I know it's not super realistic half of the time, but I always want to add like the muscle features, like the abs and stuff like that, so you'll notice. When I draw, I just add them in. So it makes the clothing look skin tight. So that part is done. His hair took a really long time to color, so I was like, don't want that on video. It's like way too long. I was debating on whether or not I should switch over to doing like voiceovers, just so that way I can draw and then show you guys more process by speeding up the process when editing and just doing voiceovers that way. But I'm still deciding. It's kind of something that's been on my mind a lot recently. So I'm gonna use CG 0.5, which is cool gray. Let me know in the comments though what you prefer when you see art. Like, do you prefer voiceovers, or do you prefer just me talking when I'm coloring in? Because typically I like talking and just coloring, but again, I do miss out on some details when I do that because there's way too much to go over, so I end up doing parts off camera. So that way it saves time, because I don't want to do an hour long videos because that'd be way too long. Okay, so that is it for his um that's it for his shirt. Now I'm gonna go into for his belt and his collar. They're both gonna be the same color. It's supposed to be like a stone color. Typically it's like a white stone like this, and there's like some gray in it. So I am going to color in the bell first. The bell, I decided I want to go with a regular bell color, so I'm using like a yellow. So I'm gonna use Canaria yellow, which is Y45. If you hear any rumbling sound, it's my stomach. I'm like hungry. I'm a little hungry, so yeah. And then I'm going to color in to like I would like the bell to be seen more, but the pose that I chose you can't really see because of the paw, but that's okay. I think in my mind, like a perfect picture is like you can see certain areas better or like some parts of the clothes, but I think I have to get used to the fact that certain things will be covered up by like how the character looks. So yeah, um, or like how the character is posed. I think that for me, I'm just always like nitpicking myself and being like, oh, it should look like this. Like, I want this part to be seen. So I should stop thinking about that and like think about the pose more because the pose is more important to me, I guess. But I always like think that clothing is important too for a character, but I end up always like in my head I'm always like arguing with myself, should I do like should I worry about the clothing not like a piece of the clothing not being shown, or should I worry about the pose? And I think it's more importantly the pose, and then you draw the clothing. So yeah, so I'm gonna use WG 0.5, which is a warm gray, to kind of shade in the white parts. I think I'm gonna leave it completely white and just add some gray to shade it in, and that should be it. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of like you worry about how something looks in terms of like, oh, this is a piece of the clothing that's important. So it's like the bell. So I want it to be shown in the outfit, but then the pose is covering it up. But at the same time, it's like, what's more important? That piece of bell showing or like the clothing or like the pose? And I think it's more so finding the right balance about like what's important. I think the pose is the most important when it comes to drawing, to be honest. But there's always like times where you'll notice I try not to cover up the collarbone area because I like drawing the collarbone. I guess that's like one of my favorite parts of the body to draw because I can add a lot of detail there. But at the same time, I shouldn't really be worrying about something so small being covered up because it's not super important. Like, just little details that get to me, and I'm like, I should stop worrying about that. So, yeah, so I'm finished coloring him in. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will, do his outlining in a separate video. If you want to see his process work, it will all be posted down in my description box below. If you like and follow those, you can definitely see all my drawings and their process work. If you want to see other drawings that I do, it's in my drawings playlist. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!